So I've spent most of this weekend doing maintenance stuff that I did not want to do, like replacing bleeders on the calipers because they all seized. But I got them done. I got the brakes bled. And now I'm putting the torque converter bolts, and I figured that I'd start a video here. So I got some ARP hardware. You can hardly see that. Lighting's horrible, the light just turned off. But here's the part number, and that's it right there. 2307304. Anyways, so now I'm under the car. I got the first one started. Can you see that? And there it is. So I got the first one started, and pretty much I'm gonna do this one, turn the engine a little bit, get to the next one. And while I'm doing this, just in case you're wondering, no, I am not going to torque these puppies. I am going to get them in place, get the car running, put her on a lift, and then go over all of this stuff because I gotta check for leaks, and I gotta probably re-torque a bunch of bolts. But yeah, there we go. And the next one should be just over there. I'm gonna go turn the crank in from the front and get this done. And just like that, we have, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. There it is. So, bam. Whoa. Yeah, so this is pretty much my list of things left. So, to get rid of the line lock, I was kind of tracing my wiring here. And it's actually a good opportunity, kind of a throwback, because I did a bunch of videos on all of this. But pretty much I have this fuse block here, and zoom in, focus, there we go. So I'm slowly changing. As you can see, I have the dash. I haven't wired that yet. It's just kind of thrown over here. And then the radio and all of these other things that I used to have, I'm actually moving. Now, I was tracing all of the wiring for the line lock, and pretty much the only thing that was missing was the ground right here. Bam. So just to kind of give you an idea of what my line lock looks, which there's a video to that. Pretty much there's this ground that goes to a solenoid, and then from the solenoid, power comes to here. Actually, no, it goes through here to this button, and well, through this, from this button to the power, and pretty much is this switch that this button, momentary button that actuates the line lock. And that's pretty much it. Now on the outside, this is all you see really. The ground and the power going through here, and just a little disconnect here so I can take it out. And actually you can see here where all of this is going through. I have some boots that go there, and where are they? I don't know where I put them, but I have some little boots that are supposed to be covering that hole. Oh, there they are. So these little boots, one of these is gonna go on that hole on the firewall and make it pretty. And that's a quick overview of the line lock. So, continuing on with the wiring. This looks messy because I'm working on way too many things at the same time. So pretty much I tried tracing wires. I kind of gave up on this because there's too many dead ends. Because I got rid of things behind the dash, in the dash, and the wiring that I got does not have some of these, did not have this plug. So, pretty much this plug. So, what I'm doing now is that I'm gonna make a separate relay, although I did not want to, for the torque converter lockup. Pretty much this is a little diagram that I made, and more or less This is how it's going to be laid out. I want to keep the inputs from the transmission for the third and fourth gears, which again, you can see them right here. So third and fourth gear switches and the TCC itself. So the beauty of this is that when I'm in either one of these gears, I can have the display show that it's on that gear. And then that leaves me with just park, neutral, drive, reverse and drive as my only other gears that I need signal for, which I can get by making the little TPS sensor. Actually, let me show you. So I'm going to mount this TPS sensor on the shifter. So pretty much whatever it sits on a gear, it's going to be, say that's park, then that's reverse, neutral, drive, so on and so forth. I am debating whether I want to do that for all of them instead of wasting 2 inputs on that. But I am going to leave these, or I'm going to connect these wires or bring these wires into the cab just in case I ever decide that I do need them for whatever strategy of anything. So yeah, right now pretty much I'm soldering these wires together, putting some sheathing. I'm trying to keep them color matched. So I went on the old harness and ripped out whatever wire looked good and feels good, because this is still pliable even though it's like 30 years old. So yeah, I'm gonna extend these wires, bring them in, hook them up to the relay, and go from there. And while I'm doing this, I can already hear somebody saying, why go through all that work? Because obviously I have a bunch of separate wires and rolls and of all sorts and kinds. And pretty much is a minute saved here is a half an hour saved under the dash. And yeah, kind of just trying to keep it serviceable, right? Sorry, I can't talk while I'm doing this. But ultimately, the point is that it's serviceable and it's not something that only I know how it's wired. So in other words, these colors are the ones that are meant to be on there, because the purple wire is still going to come from the switch, the brake switch. Ground's still going to be on the tan wire, and the signals are going to be obviously in the signal wires. So I completed putting the ends on the wires. Now I ran it through the little boot that I have here, and now I'm just going to run it through the hole. I did not want to cut the boot, so if I ever have to remove this plug, I just got to take the pins out to get it to get it back out if I, for whatever reason, I ever needed to remove this. It's not ideal, but at the end, this will be a pretty good seal, and it'll look clean on the inside. It won't be wired. This is what it looks like on the inside with the plug on it already. I actually ran it in the same order as it appears in the diagram. So I have tan, purple, the green with a white stripe, and a light blue. So here, you get to see a bit of the part that is very tedious and time consuming about all of this. So, because I'm kind of doing it as I go, I figured that to make it more serviceable, it was going to be easier to just add plugs under the dash and then make a separate harness that goes through the firewall. But that means that now I got to solder all these wires. And I gotta bleep that out. And as usual, with the way I do things on the fly, I realized that I should have put an extra pin, although actually I can do that later. Cut and pin the last extra output I put on this side. And pretty much whenever I'm ready to use it, really all I have to do is run the input wire, or the wire from the input, and pin it and shove it into the little connector, which is probably what I'm gonna do. That way I don't have to mess with switching the plug later down the road, and I want to make sure that that's covering. This is a very boring part of all of this. So now that it's all said and done, these are the wires I had to solder. This is the loose pigtail or extra, I think this is an extra output. This is gonna be my gear selector sensor. This is gonna be power, 5 volt ground, and 2 inputs. One of them is for the fuel sensor. The other one is for the vehicle speed down at the transmission. So, by the magic of video, I'm getting tired of saying that. I have installed the wiring harness here, loomed it. Here's half of the outputs and inputs. The other half of the outputs or inputs are over there. As you can see that, hardly. And part of the beauty of this, this Holly is being able to do this. So listen. So you can hear the solenoid in the transmission, and you can hear the relay in here under the dash. And yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up with that. This video is kind of a crapshoot because yeah, this was supposed to be easy, straightforward, make a relay. And it turned into wiring a complete other input and output socket for that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hit the like button.